Hello, Gary Hernandez here, and welcome to Cane Self-Defense with Master Gary Hernandez. In this video, I want to go over a very simple strike, but it's a strike that's a non-lethal strike. And I'm talking about bringing your cane either at a diagonal or a vertical motion downward and striking the collarbone. Now, the collarbone is a really great area to hit somebody to get them off you, or even stop them, because if you hit that just right with enough force, you're going to break that collarbone and definitely injure it. It's going to give you time to get away, and again, it's non-lethal. They're not going to die from a broken collarbone. Now, you've got the beauty of it also is you have a left and a right side. Now, one of the things you want to be able to do is rotate at either, like I said, diagonal or a vertical downward motion. Now, you can do this two ways. One of them is, yes, you can have your cane already gripped up, positioning, moving around and striking. Or you can also do it tip on the floor, hand on top of the crook. Now, from here, let's say the individual starts to come in. He comes in with a right hand. I can simply move this around and come down on that collarbone. Now, one of the things I just did there was, instead of bringing my cane upward in a threatening motion, which he's going to see, and then he's probably going to react differently. And I kind of don't want to have him change his technique, because then it might mess me up. If he's reaching for me, remember, this hand is up. It has a job. It's going to block, redirect, grab, do something. So from here, watch what I do. And I've shown this kind of before about striking, tip on the floor. I lean my cane back a little bit because I'm starting to move. As I start to move his hand, let's see, he's coming in, I move that hand, my cane leaning back. Leaning back now is getting ready for me to go into a rotational swing. Now from here, I'll simply push. Now, I don't really want to, if his hand's way too up, I'm going to have to go underneath it. But I want to try to push his hand at a downward motion. When I do that, I lean back, the cane is here, and I simply, from here, come down on that collarbone. Now, what happens if I miss? And I go into a figure eight, and I'll catch that. Remember what I said about the other collarbone? Then I go into a figure eight and hit the other side. He's got a right and a left side, so if you don't hit one, go for the other. So if I miss it, I come around from here, and I come down on that side. So you're coming down, you got that vertical or diagonal motion, and that's going to hit, and you're going to hit that collarbone. Now, I don't care how big somebody is. He could have traps, be big, but that collarbone area is still going to hurt him. Now, if you happen to miss, by an inch or two up, well, you got the head a little bit downward. You're going to hit that arm, kind of make it hurt for a second and give you time to do something different. Now, let's say you happen to choke down and you got your cane from here. Same thing. As you push it around, his hand around, this cane can come up and you can come down with a vertical shot. So from here, I'm coming down with a vertical shot. I could come down with a diagonal, as long as I'm catching into that area. But again, if your cane's on the floor, it doesn't matter if you got your horn in or horn out. Say I have the horn this way, same thing, from here and a downward motion. Again, if you've ever trained in martial arts, think of a ridge hand. I used to break bricks and boards coming down with a ridge hand. Well, if you haven't trained before, all you're simply doing is taking your cane and going like that. So basically, my hand's going to be like that, and the cane is on the end of it. So from here, moving around, downward motion. If I miss, then I go to that side. And as you hit, you're going to move. So hitting the collarbone is going to give you a nice solid hit. They're going to live. It's going to make them get back hurt, give you time to get away. Let's say you hit him with something different. You see him with a bayonet strike or something, and he buckles over. Well, guess what? He just gave you his collarbone again. So you can actually hit, and then if you wanted to, come downward, either a two-hand or a single-hand strike, and you can use either side of your cane when you're striking with a downward motion or even a diagonal. So remember, practice swinging this cane and rotating it and going for those target-enriched areas. From here again, I'm moving around. Boom. Let's say he comes with his left hand, and I push it to one side. There's that collarbone. I still come down. Again, if I miss him, I come down on the other side. And again, don't fear. If you're off a couple of inches, you're going to hit something. Then you're going to reset and strike again if necessary. So you can do a lot of damage with going for that collarbone. It doesn't matter what kind of cane you have. It's going to hurt the minute that piece of wood or aluminum, whatever you have, hits them. So practice that technique. Make sure you're working on it. Make sure you're working with your left hand coming down, your right hand coming down, and just hitting and moving around. Get used to it. You're gonna be stronger on one hand than the other, we know, but still it's hitting and then moving. So hopefully that technique helps. As I always say, make it your own, practice with it. And if you haven't subscribed, please do subscribe to the channel. It does help us grow. I know I haven't put a lot out in the last couple of weeks. I've had a lot of other things I've been working on, and students that I've trained online, been working with them. So Gary Hernandez, thank you very much, and I will see you guys very soon. Oh, and by the way, thank you everybody that was concerned about the hurricane. We came out okay. Luckily, we did. A lot of other people going more south, unfortunately, didn't fare so well, so we always keep them in our prayers. Thank you guys, and I will see you guys very soon. Good night.